Hello, everybody, and welcome to Magnum Opus. I'm Eve Smith, and I will be your GM. I believe Meg is next on our list. And introduce yourself, Meg.
Hey, this is Megan. I'm going to be playing Sienna once more, a luminous being. Yeah, that's me.
And Luca.
Hello, I'm Luca, and I'll be playing Garrett Mogg, who really does not want to be here.
Well, let's see if we can get him out. And finally, Waffles.
Hi, I'm Waffles from Waffles Maple Syrup. I'll be playing Arvo, the Godling Intelligence Officer.
Excellent. And today we are brought to you by Roll20, which you can see from our lovely map right there that I handmade over the course of several hours. Get all sorts of fun lighting, roll your dice, chat to everybody, keep everything organized, look through your books, yada, yada, yada. I'm just going to fly right through our ad reads. We're also brought to you by Sirenscape, which is that creepy little audio file that you're hearing in the background. You know, you can get all your music, sound effects, Foley work of people yelling about pigs in the background. It's a good time. So, last time on Magnum Opus, Block was torn to shreds and converted into more of the slime mold biomass. You encountered what is presumably on the verge of becoming a demigod, which would be Crenshaw's Magnum Opus itself. A fairly short, lanky entity floating above the ground, seemingly possessing intense telekinetic abilities. After it left, you headed towards the labs where you encountered Montoya, who seemed to almost be worshipping a patch of the slime mold, and got into an argument with Crenshaw. And now on your way into the labs, unless you opt to change your mind, that is where we are going to open up. The airlock door ahead of you opens up with the press of a button. There's a small space ahead leading to a secondary door. On the other side are a couple of hazard suits in glass cases.
Do the hazard suits have like respirators?
Yeah.
Okay. This could be useful.
Yeah, I think it's probably good to at least grab.
Yeah. And all the air we can get. If we're gonna drown this thing, and again, I'm not married to this plan yet, not committed, but this could possibly be a way to get out of there, or I don't know.
Yeah. Last you had heard, in terms of exits, there's a potential tunnel if you were to descend into the well. Although that is a fairly strict maybe. Other than that, it is through the flooded tunnels, which who knows how deep and how far that flooding goes.
Okay, well, let's grab the suits, and is there anything you can do, like the two of you, you're magic, you know these things better. Like you, like she glows. You have your thing with the.
I mean, I don't really do anything with magic. My body interacts with the world a little weird, but other than that, no, it's not super controllable.
What a shot. Well then, let's go.
Where you at?
Do you think would you rather go towards the well or try the tunnels? Or should we just flood the place?
Yeah, I mean, the well seems dangerous, but that's where the doctor's trying to lead us. Flooding
Oh,
also seems
honestly, I
dangerous.
could care less what you do. You've already lost.
I don't know why you feel it's necessary to keep reminding us of that.
Well, you seem to be in denial. I'm just trying to help out here. I don't see why we can't be friends about this.
Mostly just don't want to.
Fair enough.
Like it's kind of condescending. It's not very friendly. You should try to remember that the other guy is the god. You're just a person.
I am a person who made a god.
Not really the same as being a god, though.
Yeah, honestly, it's a pretty small one. Not very impressive, and
I would beg to differ.
I'm sure it's a good first attempt. It's like it's a sort of god you'd like hang on the fridge.
You're cute. I like that. So, how are we dying? Oh, she turns to Sienna. Maybe we could hold out for a couple months while you develop some sort of like toxin or virus to attack the mold. That could be fun. Do you want to live in the lab? Or we could
Sort of what
overcharge.
scientists usually do, but
We could overcharge the bio incinerator back there and just blow the whole place up. Just go fire and brimstone. Vaporize it off the face of the planet.
Is that an option?
I'm sure we could probably rig something up.
I mean,
I'm
it
not
might
really-
have been, but now that she's suggesting it, I don't think so.
Not much of an explosive expert myself.
Yeah, it's not really my thing either.
I mean, I took a couple seminars, but not exactly an expert.
Yeah, y'all are no fun.
I have a
You gotta think
certification, but
bigger.
I don't think that's.
Look at your friend Montoya here. She's thinking big. Isn't that right? Montoya seems to just be staring off into space.
Yeah, that's a little too big for my taste.
Well, I suppose we could just stand here and die of old age.
Let's just pick a direction. I vote down. Might as well see what's down there if we're gonna die anyway.
Sure. Yeah, I'm down.
Okay.
Well, let's go.
Are you all putting on the hazard suits?
I am.
Yeah. They're bulky enough
Yeah.
to go over your armor and your gear. So, no worries in that department. You're just as protected with the bonus of being able to feel a little bit safer breathing. As far as you can tell, the suits are uncontaminated. It looks like they've been cleaned recently. Probably some automated process. Yeah, you head back towards the both Montoya and Crenshaw just didn't seem interested in the suits, flat out. And I'm sure you didn't care enough to press.
Honestly,
So
it's a long shot, but I would appreciate if the doctor put on a suit.
the doctor,
Put on a suit.
if you absolutely insist, she will.
Yeah, just it's a long. Again, it's very unlikely that we'll get out of there, but
All right, yeah, she
if we survive, I would be very annoyed to miss out my promotion just because I didn't think I would survive.
She puts on the suit. And you'll make your way back towards the hub. As you enter it, and you are coming across pull up Montoya here. You see walking out of what you believe to be the tunnel towards residential area. You see Radiant Fist, the large troll in heavy myconid armor. The armor is all full sealed. You couldn't see her underneath of it. The thing about her that particularly stands out are like the more heavily reinforced and larger fists. And she doesn't seem to be standing too steadily, but she is walking down the center.
Can she see us?
I mean, if you can see her, there's probably a good chance that she can see you.
Okay. And is she walking like Montoya or more like someone who's injured?
She looks kind of injured.
Okay. I'm sorry. Was she with my team or with Avo's
No,
team?
she's with the collections team. So she is a collector. They are a specific group whose whole job is to capture enhanced beings. And yeah, like as she gets closer, it's very clear her suit is covered in black slime and blood and bits of gore. It looks like she has been through a nasty fight.
Well, gun in hand, but not pointing. Hello? You alright?
Her head shifts and snaps towards you. And one of her fists starts glowing. And she starts sprinting up and around. And she's coming towards you very, very fast.
Why do I even bother? Okay, so do we fight? Do we scatter?
Well, you better make up your mind quick.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's the plan?
I think if we scatter, I mean, she's still gonna chase us, so I think we have to fight. Arvo's pulling out his gun.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, go ahead and take your shot.
Let's go. Heavy revolver. Nice.
You fire it.
Wait, no. I miss.
She dips and the shot goes wide. She is incredibly fast. Arvo, go ahead and take your shot. If you're shooting.
Also a failure.
All right. Does anybody else want to make a reaction?
We have no fighters here.
I might as well make a shot.
Please.
Sorry, my computer's freezing again. Someone want to just roll for me on the sheet?
Yeah, we're gonna pull you up real quick.
There you go.
Firearms, 20%. Wow, you hit.
Wow. This is the second time she's managed to hit something.
Yeah. You're good at it.
Yeah, honestly, that's a pretty good shot. You tag the helmet, and surprisingly, the whole helmet comes flying off, just snaps backward as if nothing is inside to hold it in place. And instead, what you see underneath looks like almost like a worm, but that's not quite right. It looks like somebody took what should have been a head and just squeezed it flat into a tube shape. And now that the armor has started to been disrupted, some of it seems to start sagging and dropping a little. She's moving a little bit slower, or I should say at this point it is. But it's still coming at you.
So it's mold.
All right. Garrett, you're gonna have one more shot before it hits ya.
I could shoot, or I could try and like charge with the stun rod. No,
Yeah,
I'm not
as
sure.
it stands right now with the stun rod, you probably won't get by the armor, but there is a small chance of tagging the head.
Well, it's a troll and I'm a gnome. I don't think I'm gonna reach the head, so I'm just gonna try and shoot. For good.
All right.
For bad.
Yeah, you strike it, but it's a chest shot, which does seem to stumble it. This thing clearly isn't as strong as Radiant Fist was, probably because its entire body got compressed. All right, Arvo, are you want to shoot or do something else?
Arvo's gonna turn back and look at the doctor and say, What do we do against this?
How am I supposed to know? I don't even know what that is.
It's one of your god's minions, I think.
Okay, so maybe you should ask them. Sienna?
Yep. Sorry, I froze up again. I would like to shoot the compressed thing if it's still there.
Okay.
Can I get
Holy
someone to roll for
crap.
me again? Oh my gosh, am I winning?
You're really good at this.
I'm finally good at Delta Green.
Yeah, you keep getting weirdly lucky rolls. I'm gonna say, like, you managed to blast more of the armor off. It's just, you're getting very lucky. You're tagging the connection points, and since there's nothing underneath of it supporting it, it just seems to pop right off. So you take off one of the bits covering one of the biceps, and underneath, yeah, it looks like whatever her body had previously looked like under this, it had just been absolutely crushed from the inside and is now just covered in this black slime. All right, with that, it is coming up on, Garrett's the closest, so it is coming up the swing
Let's
at
see.
Garrett.
Let's see. And we are... Okay. I'm gonna try and...
First things first, it's going to swing at you.
Awesome.
And it has an 80 in hand-to-hand. So its fist glows a bright white as it slams down and strikes Garrett. What is your armor, Garrett?
My armor is not particularly good. Okay. Armor, reinforced body armor, helmet, plus 5.
Plus 5. Punch this in, right? So yeah, you are taking 2 damage. It catches you right in the chest and throws you back.
Oof.
Luckily, you're a fairly small target, so it's not exactly able to get like a precision hit on you.
That's something.
So yeah, you get knocked back. And we'll go ahead and let you react to it.
So I've been knocked back, and I'm not directly in melee. Like, I'm at a distance.
Nope.
Okay. I would like to try like a judo throw and see if I can stand it in the pit.
All right. Yeah. We'll say it is pretty heavy, so I'm going to give you a -20 because it looks like it was compressed, not like shrank. So
Okay.
all the weight of the muscle of this big ass troll and the armor is still there, and you're
Okay,
very
well,
small.
yeah. Here goes nothing.
Wow.
Woohoo!
Nice.
You know
Nice
what?
with the little guy.
You know what? I'm going to give that to you. You get knocked back and manage to land in such a way that you are just in the perfect tackling formation. And you sprint up and just jam it right into the midsection. And since whatever happened to Radiant Fist, it's just completely fucked up its actual like bone structure. You imagine there's probably not even bones there anymore. It's just powder. It's just a big noodle holding together this armor. You crumple it. The armor's falling apart. It can't quite catch itself, and you manage to push it back. It smacks into the rail, folds completely over backwards, and slips into it.
Fuck you.
Dr.
Nice work.
Okay.
Dr. Crenshaw's clapping.
Fuck you too.
That was
Okay.
genuine. That was amazing.
Okay. If do you think it's alive down there?
I think it'd be hard for it to be alive, but if it is, it'll be slow for a second. So we should get going.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Let's move.
All right. So you are heading towards the well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's
Yeah, not
shift
best-
you
best
over
option.
there.
To the well, to the well.
And the overcharging the generator could have been a thing, but don't know.
Get everybody in here. And Arvo, because you had previously disappeared.
Oh no.
Now, right, Lucas, go ahead and swap it over to deployment lit. So, you're in the tunnel, you pass by the storage room, and the medical office. Works down below, and it would seem that this is a security office. Yep,
Okay.
right in there.
Can I just quickly check for weapons or anything that might be useful in there?
Yeah. When you walk in, actually, you can see this back corner here. It's actually a series of locked cabinets in which you can see most of the weapons in there are gone. Probably
Makes sense.
taken out pretty quick. There's still one locked cabinet, which looks like it might have something in there. You can't quite tell what it is. It's in a case, like a big rifle case inside the cabinet.
Okay, well, let's get it.
All right. How do you plan on busting in?
Hmm. I'm not going to shoot the locker. I'm going to see if I can find a lever or something to force it open.
All right. You go ahead and give me some sort of search roll. Let's see, what would that be? Yeah, search.
Sure. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, looking around, you actually find in the back corner, looks like somebody was replacing some pipes, and find a small one. I thought it might have been interrupted though, judging by the pool of blood surrounding it.
Okay, well then, uh, someone can anyone help me a little bit? I don't have much of a leverage.
Yeah, I'll come help. Also not much for leverage, but I can try.
Yeah, in that case, since both of y'all are helping and you have a tool, go ahead and just give me a plus 40 on a strength.
Okay.
My plus 40 is
You
40.
You crack that thing open without issue. It pops real clean.
Whew.
And so yeah, there's a rifle case.
Okay.
It's fairly large.
Oh, what's in it?
You set it on the floor, open it up, and it's not a weapon that you've seen before. It's not in your job. But judging by the small tank on the back and the fact that there appears to be a pilot light in the front, it's not hard to intuit what exactly it does.
Hmm.
You can assume it's a flamethrower of some sort.
The fire might work.
I think this could be very useful.
Very useful.
Anybody? Anyone? Is anyone calling dibs?
Nope, not my
Oh,
thing.
I'll take it. Dr. Crenshaw raises her hand.
Can you just assume that none of us want to talk to you?
Oh, why wouldn't you want to talk to me? I have been nothing. If not
Nothing.
amenable.
Nothing is right.
I'm just here to help you. Alright.
Okay.
So y'all have a flamethrower.
Yep. Strap it on. Guess I'll take point.
Alright.
Okay.
So you pass by a window that looks into and looks like it's probably an office area of some sort. And then on your right seems to be a prep zone for the people that actually go down and explore the well. And up ahead is a large, heavy sealed door that has just a whole lot of caution signs around it. Warning, no unauthorized personnel past this door. Caution, unknown biological hazards, so on and so forth.
Hmm. That's probably bad.
But the thing that you're looking for is also marked. It seems to be a more handmade sign that says the well.
Hmm. So, should we go in, or should we try door number 2?
I mean, should we see what they like prep for when they go to the well, just in case it gives us an idea of what we're walking into?
Good idea.
Yes, I think we go to the prep room.
So, entering the prep room, it largely seems to be it's kind of a mix of a locker room and like almost a tool shed. There's mining equipment, specimen jars, more hazard suits, cleaning stations, things of that nature. It's not like you can tell that there were probably some weapons stored in here, but they look like they've been cleaned out. A lot of the tools are largely geared towards, like I said, mining and specimen collection, but there's also general maintenance tools, your classic screwdrivers, wrenches, all that jazz.
Arvo will like grab a tool belt and some tools just in case they like need them down there to open certain doors and stuff. But that's probably about it.
No problem. As you walk down, you do get a view of the entrance to the well through the window. And what you see is a dark chasm with a series of catwalks and large pipes spanning it. In the center, on a circular platform, there appears to be what can best be described as a series of elevators designed to drop into the well. And despite the number of bright spotlights surrounding it, the light does not get deep into it.
What you'll think?
I mean, it looks dangerous, but this is what we were coming for.
I think it's our only choice right now.
Let's do it.
Right?
All right.
Y'all head out and approach the door. You pull down the lever to gain you access. There is a loud blaring of the alarm and a flashing red light before the door unlatches and slides open, and you are able to step out.
All right.
So, are you approaching the elevators?
I think so.
Yep.
Yeah.
They look like a pretty standard affair. The outside has a simple door. Opening it up, it seems like there's only about space in each for 2 people. The outside has a send and recall button, and when you look inside, there is a similar switch.
Hmm.
So, you're going to have to split up if you intend to go down.
Okay. This is not great, and I think we should have a conversation about Montoya.
All right.
Do we want to bring her along?
I'm assuming you're stepping away from Montoya for this conversation.
Yeah, but not that much. Like,
yeah,
just a little bit.
Just
She
just
could
a
probably
little
hear.
huddle.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like, I don't want to get in a fight. And like, if she doesn't want to come, then she can stay, kind of thing. I don't know.
Like, us plus the doctor is 2 trips. If we bring Montoya, that means someone has to take an extra trip, and that could be dangerous.
Well, I will
Yeah.
say there are 4 elevators. There's more than enough space for y'all.
That is true. So we could just go individually. Well, someone would have to keep an eye on the doctor.
Yeah. I mean, I think. Can multiple people fit in the elevators? Like 2 people fit in one elevator?
You could fit 2 people.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think-
Theoretically, you could probably squeeze 3 in, but it would be a very tight fit.
Sure.
I
think
Garrett would be a feasible third party in one.
I
Gotcha.
would feel better if I was with Sienna. She is my responsibility, so.
I'd like that too.
Okay, then I'll go with the doctor, and I mean, we can let Montoya go along, and like, then we don't have to worry about fighting. And I mean, she hasn't caused any problems yet.
That sounds good to me.
Okay.
Alright, so.
Well, before we go, I reload.
Okay, no problem. So you reload, you got your flamethrower. You hop into one of the elevators. So
Mhm.
Arvo, you're getting into one of the elevators with Crenshaw?
Yes.
Did you intend to bring Montoya in that elevator? Try to
No.
squeeze her in? Okay.
Nope. She can go on her own. Like, we're not. I don't think we're stopping her from coming, but don't want her in my
So-
elevator.
As you're boarding your elevator, Garrett, you hit the switch to go down on yours.
Well, I do.
Okay. So you start going down. Arvo and Dr. Crenshaw board theirs, and Montoya waves at them as the door is shutting. And then she draws her sword and slams it into the switch. And your elevator, Arvo, starts to drop very, very, very quickly. What would you like to do?
Panic.
Panic?
Yeah.
Dr. Crenshaw is smiling.
Yeah. I figure. Yeah, I mean, I don't have much to do here, so.
Well, why don't you? Oh, what's a good role for this? I'm gonna say, why don't you give me? It's a long shot, but why don't you give me a heavy machinery roll?
All right.
Oh, that was very close, though.
It was 16 over 10.
Yeah, you don't know. Yeah, you don't know how to stop this thing. Gary and Sienna, how y'all doing? This, it's. You can tell
see that, I
your
imagine.
elevator is dropping pretty fast, but it's a sustainable speed. Like
Okay.
it's clearly meant to get people up and down quickly. How are y'all doing in yours?
Twiddling our thumbs, I guess.
Nothing to talk about.
Well, so Sienna, do you think we have a chance of getting out of here alive?
I'm thinking it's pretty slim.
Thinking the same. And, well, that's not the way I want it to go, but our orders are to keep the doctor alive until it's absolutely certain she cannot be recovered. I am starting to think that maybe, even if we were to, like, by any miracle, we were able to bring her back, that would not be a good thing.
No, I don't think so. She doesn't seem stable.
That's the. She seems too stable to me. She doesn't seem like someone can be reasoned with.
That makes sense. Yeah, I think that's a good assessment.
Okay.
Arvo, the lights in your elevator begin to flicker and flash, and they go dark. And then it goes silent. You stop hearing the squeal of the brakes trying to catch themselves, the cables rattling. There's just nothing but silence and darkness You reach out to feel for the wall. It is not there.
Doctor?
Everything okay?
The doctor does not respond.
Oh no. Hello?
This is Arvo. Y'all are still in your
Okay.
elevator. Everything's going great for you guys. You have no idea what's
We're
going
just
on over
discussing our upcoming deaths, so it's good.
Yeah.
there. Yeah. Arvo, the doctor does not respond.
Yeah, Arvo at this point will just walk a little forward, knowing that a wall is not there. And if it just feels like he's walking in pitch blackness for like 5 seconds, then he'll just sit down and close his eyes.
Yeah. No, there's nothing and nothing and nothing. The silence is so loud. Garrett, Sienna, your door opens up. You are standing on a well-lit platform. Looks like it's made out of concrete. There's a series of pipes around it, but outside of the light, it is pure darkness. And then a few seconds later, another elevator comes to a stop. And Arvo, the doors on your elevator open up. You are sitting on the floor next to Dr. Crenshaw and looking out onto the same platform.
Arvo like pauses a second, looks around. Anything weird happen in y'all's elevator?
No.
He gives like a side-eye glance to Dr. Crenshaw, thinking it might be her, and then walks out of the elevator and joins up with the party.
As y'all are both stepping out of the elevator and taking a look around, there is a sound of whipping air and a large splat, like a water balloon, as Montoya impacts the ground next to you.
Oh. Oh no.
Oh, she's definitely left the table.
How it is, like, how much is left?
Not much. You can tell that you are going down a very far distance. There's a sword there, though.
It can't hurt.
All right, so Garrett's getting armed up. Got your pistols, got your flamethrower, got a sword.
I think the sword might be a little too much even for Garrett. Does anybody, maybe Sienna, you want this one?
I feel really good about my gun.
Okay. Arvo? Sword?
No. Just I got my stun rod and I can't even hit a gunshot, so I don't think a sword's gonna do me much good.
Okay.
I'll take it. I've actually got a bit of training.
Nope. Not giving you anything. I'm just a little mound of weapons moving about.
But Garrett, what if I come under attack from all of these vicious beasts?
Means we wouldn't have to kill you.
Yeah, that save us some time.
You're muted.
Who's muted?
Can I hear ya?
Hello?
I hear you.
Yeah, I can hear
Hey.
Luca.
Hang
I'll
on, technical difficulties.
hang on. I'm gonna. Can you hear me now?
Is it just me? Maybe
I
I
think it
can't
might
hear
be you.
anybody.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think it might be you.
Oh, it was me apparently.
No worries.
Anyways, sorry. Please repeat yourself.
Well, I'm not giving the doctor any weapons.
Understandable. I wouldn't either.
Yeah, we definitely shouldn't. But judging by the dead bodies following us, he looks at Montoya. I guess we gotta keep moving at this point.
Yeah.
Alright. So, I'm assuming that you are stepping off the platform. There is no map for this part, very intentionally. So, apologies on that. Lucas, by the way, feel free to swap over to technical difficulties. So, as you step off the platform, your foot immediately slips a bit. It's strange. Your light is shining around, but it is showing you very little. The pretty much the only reason that you can see anything at this point is the light catching shiny reflections off the edges of the slime mold. It is coating everything, every surface, every stone, everything except for the platform. It is thick and pulsating. Every so often you see growths of those spines coming out of it, some of them growing several feet in length. They will twitch and vibrate. Arvo, these sound, whenever they do it, they sound melodic to your ears. Almost beautiful. To everyone else, it sounds like a rattlesnake. It's a threat. Well, you do have the map that will lead you towards this possible exit tunnel.
Follow that map.
So we would have to literally step on the mold.
Mm-hmm.
We're in hazmat suits. We have like the little footies on, right?
Yep.
So it's
Yep.
gonna be
You are
fine.
fully covered head to toe.
Yeah, we also just saw it push out like foot-long spikes.
Yeah, it's not. They're not everywhere. They're just They're growths. You can see them.
Okay. Flamethrower at the ready. Not using it right now because that would probably cause a reaction, but
Okay. Yeah. Got flamethrower at the ready. Dr. Crenshaw has got a look of wonder. It's like she's in Wonka's factory right now.
oh, you didn't know about this one. That was
Oh,
your doing.
I had known that it was spreading down here. I hadn't realized the sheer breadth of it. It's beautiful.
Hmm.
So I think you're stepping out.
Let's go.
Let's.
Let's do this.
Begin to descend into the tunnels. At first, it's fairly easy to be sure of the direction. You know that the place that you are looking for is fairly deep into this network. It was only a relatively recent discovery that they were planning on modifying and expanding. But it would it's still going to take you a little while to reach it. Based on what little you know of, well, not necessarily the well, but the region of the deep in general is host to a pretty expansive, shockingly enough, amount of fauna. The most notable and dangerous of which are abominations, which are large, unpredictable, mutated creatures. And you knew there were almost certainly going to be some down here. The strange thing is just how quiet these caverns are, aside from the squirming of the slime mold and the rattling of those spines. There's no sound of animals scurrying, abominations screaming. There's no mushroom growth, which is common in the other areas. Is just mold. You keep having to stop and grab Dr. Crenshaw, pushing her forward, urging her on. Because she seems to be intoxicated by it all at this point.
Yeah, really tempting to just throw her to it. But maybe no.
I don't think we can. We probably need her to fix it when we get out.
I don't think she'll fix it at all.
Well, if someone can get in her head, then we might be able to fix it with her.
That's fair.
As you are approaching what should be a roughly a T section on this mapped area, set up ahead, you see a light. It's the first light aside from your own that you've seen in this place, so it sticks out ferociously. You could tell it's not particularly bright, but in this kind of darkness, it is absolutely glaring. It's up ahead in the direction that you need to go.
I mean, maybe light's a good thing.
Maybe.
It's real dark down here.
I think light would probably help. Can I glow extra bright?
Yeah. It doesn't do much. The slime mold just seems to absorb light. Aside from the brief, small bits of it that reflect from just being wet and damp. Like, just glowing more doesn't seem to do much. Because there's nothing to bounce the light back. Aside
And to
from
black mold.
Whatever's up ahead of you. Now, are you pushing towards it?
We've gotten
Think
this
so.
far.
Now let's go. Cautiously, but let's go.
You approaching. As you are getting closer and closer, it is an expanding square. Almost like a passageway, a doorway. As your eyes begin to adjust towards it, you can see it is an entrance into a room. A large room. It seems to be made of concrete, and the slime mold is stopping exactly on the edge of it. Almost as if it was carved away with a knife.
Seems like a good sign.
Could be. Unless it's radioactive.
Yeah, we also... This makes me not want to bring any slime mold in. So trying to step out of the hazmat suit into the room or something might be a good idea.
Can we try maybe just put a hand in and see if it reacts to the light?
I have some slime mold stuff in a
Oh, that would be
containment
perfect.
jar.
I mean,
That
you
would
could
be
always
perfect.
just scoop some up on your finger too. It is everywhere. And honestly, at this point, y'all are covered in splotches of it. There's just no avoiding it.
I think we just want to leave it contained, taking it into the clean looking area.
Well, I can give you a better description of the space. As you get right up on it and you look into it, it is a just massive larger than the hub of the facility. It seems to be just an empty square of concrete, lit up by a large light at the top. The doorway that you're standing at seems to just go directly into the center of it. There is nothing inside, aside from another door at the far end. This is not on the map in any way, shape, or form, by the way.
Well, what do we think? I mean, it looks like a safe room, but then, again, that makes me not want to dirty it with the slime mold.
I'm curious if the slime mold dies when it goes in there.
Yeah, that's worth a try. I think maybe if we, instead of putting the one we have on us, we can use like one of your petri dishes and just toss it in and see what happens.
Yeah, I think that's what we should do.
Okay. You open up your backpack, and it is just infested with the mold. It seems like the bag that you had collected some in has detonated.
Do I have any more sample containers that I could put some of it in?
I mean, you could. It's going to still be covering the outside of all your sample containers. Everything in your bag is contaminated.
Cool.
It seems like this stuff has been crawling around in there for
Oh, it's
a
just
hot
tossing a
minute.
small one.
All right, I would like to put some goop on my finger where I assume it already is, and then just put my hand through the door and see what happens.
Nothing happens.
Oh, okay. It's weird.
Arvo will do the same thing, but he wipes it on the ground instead.
Nothing happens. There's now a smear of slime mold on the ground. Dr. Crenshaw walks in unless somebody stops her.
No, I'm gonna let this one go. Just if
She steps in. Nothing happens.
Arvo steps in pretty quickly after her, like gives it like 2 seconds to make sure she doesn't just incinerate, and then goes in.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's follow.
Yep.
I'm assuming you're starting to walk in a straight line towards the far side.
Think so, yeah.
So as you are about to reach the center, there seems to be a ripple that flows from the top and spreads down the walls. It's strange. It's not like you'd see in water. It's like blocks of concrete are lifting up and then flattening back out as it is coming down. It goes right underneath your feet, nearly knocks y'all on your asses, and converges into the center before stopping.
Oh, crap. it, isn't it?
There is a rumbling sound reverberating out of the walls around you. And the section to your right seems to start expanding. Then it twists, begins to fold in on itself. Everybody go ahead and roll me a sanity check.
I get someone to roll that for me again.
Yes.
17. Well, that's not good.
Ooh. Well, Sienna got a
good.
critical. You're feeling great about this. Your science brain is just like, oh, fractal patterns. Okay, I can grasp this.
Yeah.
Now I feel
can-
better.
What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Why is it doing that?
Yeah, Luca, you just took 6 to your sanity.
Going for 15. Not great.
Yeah, so essentially what you all are seeing is the walls on the far side are beginning to shift and fold in and twist and expand all at the same time. It is a very complicated fractal pattern, and it only seems to grow in intensity and complexity as it expands away from you. And you can tell that it is curving upwards and seemingly going for miles. And then you start to see a figure floating in the center of it, approaching towards you. It's still a long ways off, but it is a lanky, pale being on which you can clearly see 4 dark lines going down its face. What do you do?
I mean, I think we should get going. This doesn't feel right.
Dr. Crenshaw has dropped to her knees and she is holding her hands above her head and her head is bowed.
Okay.
There's still an open door on the far side.
Yeah, I think
It
this
looks
is
like
their
it is
god or whatever.
leading further into the tunnels.
Might as well see what's in there. This seems bad.
So I can tell you right now, it's more slime mold. This
Well,
seems
now
to
I
be
love slime mold.
a box carved into space.
Yeah, Garrett is not in a good place and he could just shoot the doctor. I'm not sure.
I think we'd all feel better.
Kinda sorry to see her go, but I mean, I just lost a good chunk of sanity. The creature is coming down, she's worshipping it.
If Garrett goes to shoot the doctor, Arvo stops him.
Okay?
What's
So, like,
so is Garrett gonna try?
it's gonna try to do it with the flamethrower.
No. Alright. Yeah, let's go ahead and get
Shut up!
let's get a reaction out of y'all. A dexterity test.
Okay. Dexterity, not great. Fantastic.
All right. So you can, Arvo clearly sees just Garrett is projecting this vibe very clearly and telegraphs the motion, well, giving Arvo plenty of time to grab the flamethrower, as I assume Garrett squeezes off the trigger and lets out a gout of flame into the air. As you do that, the doctor turns to face you and says, "It only needs a little bit more. To speak as a god, it needs the tongue of a god." And she reaches into her mouth, wraps her hand around her tongue, and rips
Arvo
it
stops
out.
us too. If he can.
No. Don't do that.
You want to go ahead and roll me a dex.
Critical.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Yeah.
I got flamethrower in one hand and a.
I was gonna say like
babysitter
if you pass, like probably just grabbing her arm ain't gonna stop her necessarily from ripping it out. I think you actually succeed in keeping her from ripping out her tongue.
Yeah, so Arvo's doing his best. He lets Garrett go at this point, and like whether her hand is still in her mouth or whatever, like he does his best to like subdue her to keep her from ripping her tongue out for now.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you got her hand out of her mouth, you slammed her into the ground, and you got her arm behind her back.
You gotta stop her.
Yeah, she wants to help it get stronger. I don't care to see where this goes, but I still think we need her alive, honestly.
I don't.
As you were saying that, she sticks her tongue as far out of her mouth as she can and bites down.
Yeah, I don't think Arvo can stop that. So.
It's not as much of her tongue as she wanted to rip out, but she's dealing in symbology at this point.
Yeah. If possible, Arvo's gonna like, since he has her subdued, he's gonna like try to roll with her away from the tongue, and he yells at Garrett to light it on fire.
Are you burning it?
I mean, yeah, just full nozzle.
Yeah, you light it up, and the tongue begins to burn. Then it flashes blue to a bright flame. And quickly dissolves into ash. And that figure that is coming closer and closer, still far away, but somehow you can see it clearly. Every time you look at it, it is clean as day, even though it's probably a mile away. You hear echoing through that tunnel, that twisting, folding tunnel. We speak.
So Sienna wants to shoot the scientist now that no one's going to be able to stop her.
All right, yeah, Arvo's occupied, and something tells me that Garrett does not care.
Yeah, no. Go ahead. Proud of you.
Yep, roll it.
Can you roll it for me? And also, do
yeah,
I get a
that's right.
bonus for point blank? And she's not able to move right now, right? Because Arvo's holding her.
Yep, I will go ahead and give you a 20 on that. You fumbled.
Oh no.
So you shoot Arvo.
Well, it's close. I mean, we're taking out the competition while we're down here, I guess.
Oh, you just maxed out on damage.
Oh my god.
So yeah, Arvo is standing directly behind Crenshaw, and you pull up the gun. Arvo, what's your armor?
+4.
+4. All right, so you are taking 4 damage. Ugh. What is your hit points?
I'm at half health now. I'm 4 out of 8.
Yeah. So Crenshaw sees the gun coming up, and just as Sienna pulls the trigger, she dips her head to the side. The shot goes off, and it clips you along the skull. Luckily, it doesn't punch through. It's a small caliber one. Instead, it rides the side of your head. It still hits like a hammer and throws you down. You now have a large streak of just torn skin going across the side of your scalp. It is bleeding a lot, and you are pretty dazed.
So you can't stop me from shooting her again.
No. He did let her go though, so, and she is mobile, so you're losing your bonus on that. But I will go ahead and roll it again for you. Holy shit, you hit.
Good.
So she's already pretty injured from getting hit earlier. She ducks out of the way and stands up, and her back is facing her creation as it approaches, now only half a mile away. She holds her hands up high and says, "It is almost done." And you pull the trigger. The round goes right through her eye and out the back of her skull. She drops to her knees and falls flat.
Sorry about that, Arvo.
Yeah, he's like coming out of being dazed. I mean, if we all get out, it's okay.
Well, say, Arvo, that was your whole job. That was the one thing that you were here for.
Yeah. I know.
Yep. You gotta ask yourself, do I care?
Garrett's gonna just burn the body, just
Torching it?
screaming insults. Yeah.
Yeah, as you are unloading this flamethrower into the corpse,
Who's the smug one now?
it starts to ignite in that same blue flame that consumes it extremely quickly. Mind you, your flamethrower is not shooting a flame like that. It's classic orange. Once it starts burning, it seems to burn like that, and then her body goes up in this bright blue flame that quickly breaks it down to ash. The Magnum Opus is a quarter-mile away. It is so clear to you now. Now, every time you look at it, you can tell its chest has split open. It is consumed and filled with those spines, and in the center is a tongue. We are arriving.
So now we're going, right?
What's the plan?
Where are we? We're going?
Yes. Sienna wants to go at least.
Okay, I think they're like for a moment, Garrett's like just about to just start spraying like just crazy
Scared
person. But
staying?
yeah, no, but he sees Sienna and snaps out of it.
So, well,
I'm
what
gonna
is
follow her.
everybody doing? Are you staying? Are you running?
Running.
Outside there's only more mold. But
Santa's already running. She's gone. It's up to
yeah,
y'all whether you want to
gonna
stay.
follow Sienna. Gonna follow Sienna.
Arvo, the
Arvo.
song is so loud and so beautiful. Yeah. It is ringing out ever since that tongue was burned. It is ringing. Yep.
Yeah, Arvo was gonna stay anyway, so with that song just being louder and louder, he sticks around in the room.
He's staying? Okay.
Yep.
Arvo, move it!
He can't hear you over the music.
Oh, fuck.
The two of you flee out and into the tunnels. It's more mold, more slime, more darkness. Arvo, the Magnum Opus approaches. The world around you is beginning to expand and shatter and bend into more patterns. You are stationary in front of it. You are floating. Are you ready?
He looks at the doctor's ashes, remembering that that was his main job here, listens to the music, and just silently nods.
It raises its hand. A series of these spines begin to fold out from it. one extends like a needle, and it presses ever so slowly that palm against your forehead. You do not feel pain. You feel nothing. Beyond nothing. You don't feel cold. It's not hot. There's no sense of touch. That feeling is spreading from you, consuming you. That feeling of nothing. It is the antithesis of existence. You are feeling whole and empty. It is not good. It is not bad. It just is and isn't. You are one with nothing. Garrett, Sienna, you are fleeing through these tunnels. If you glance over your shoulder, this fractal pattern of this concrete chamber is spreading towards you. It seems to be growing in your direction. And then it seems to stop, snap into place, hold steady. And there is a groaning throughout the tunnel. And the slime mold below you as you're sprinting. You can't go too fast just because it's too slick. It's too slick, it's too thick, there's too much. It just seems to be getting thicker as you go. And then it shifts and buckles and begins to slide. And the mold seems to be getting pulled back towards the chamber. Around you, you desperately reach out and grasp at the tunnel walls, holding on to whatever grip you can get on anything. It's difficult, but you manage. The mold is getting pulled back towards that chamber quickly. It is flying past you at this point. It's a blur, it's a roar of sound and sloshing. Arvo, you're floating before this thing. Its hand is no longer on your head because you no longer have a head. You just are and you aren't, and you can see and you're blind. You can feel and there is nothing. And you watch as the slime mold begins to get pulled in, all of it. Tens of thousands of gallons of this thick black slime gets pulled forward, and it is compressing over this being's face. Just more and more and more and more. All of it compacting into a single dense point across its skull, covering those slits with a solid, matte, pitch black mass. Slowly out of it, 4 lines of spines begin to grow, and it stabilizes. We are done. The world behind it splits open. The plane splits, folds. You see that line again. That line between the planes, between reality, that very edge where the void connects everything. It opens up, and once more, it reaches its hand in, as you had seen before, And it explodes, spreads, and consumes and fills. Only as it does so, it reaches out to where you were, to where you are, to where you will never be again, and grabs you in all your nothingness. And it takes you with it into the void. Garrett? Sienna?
Yeah.
You hear a shaking behind you and collapsing. The tunnel is beginning to fold in on itself behind you. What do you do?
So it's difficult to run fast because
There's
so
no
behind
slime.
us
There's no slime. It is dry. There is nothing left of it.
Okay, and the tunnel now. How far off is there? Like an end to the tunnel inside, or
There wouldn't be a direct end, but you are, as far as you can tell, you haven't been able to check the map. You are just running, but from what you remember, you should be close. But who knows with this?
and behind us there's just some like non-Euclidean bullshit going on, right?
Yep.
Okay. Guy's a little shaken, so I think if Sienna wants to take the lead, it's cool.
She'll take the lead, but she's making sure she's not leaving him very far behind.
Are we going towards like where we were going, or we're trying to do something about what's behind?
Just leaving, I think.
Very good. Fully agree. Let's run.
All right. You are running. Why don't the pair of you? This will determine if you make it out of this situation. Could I get one of you to roll a navigate and one of you to roll a survival?
Let's see. Navigate. Mine are both pretty bad.
Yep. Sienna has a 30 to navigate and a 10 to survival. Y'all are in a very bad situation. This is not a good area to be in.
Yeah.
And yeah, at this point, you're pretty sure that you're in the right area, but you are sprinting and there is a bunch of crazy shit happening behind you. So it's you can't tell if the maps are in the right area or not at this point. So who wants to roll what?
Oh, my navigate is just slightly higher, so maybe I should try.
Okay.
Is your survival the same?
It's still 10. I got
Okay,
40
yeah.
for
I'll roll
navigate
survive.
All right.
Okay,
We're
let's
rolling
hope.
survival.
And that's bad.
That
That's
is
so
very
bad.
bad. So honestly, I think we could leave it up to the viewer's imagination as the two of you flee deeper into the darkness. Deep in the well, deep in the deepest of the deep. Unknown on how long you'll last, if you'll find this exit, if it is even still there, if it is even passable. As the structures, those patterns, and that song fades away into nothing. I think that's what we're going to call it.
Okay.
So, thank you all for joining us. I hope you had fun. And I hope that was a satisfying ending.
Yeah.
Think so.
All right. Well, keep y'all too long because I know Waffles has got to bounce. So, Megan, where can everybody
right.
find you?
I'm Megan. You can find me on Twitter at Curium247 or at the Redacted File, or nope, it's at TRF Podcast or at Amber Clave. It's been a while since I said the podcast Twitter handles.
It's something.
TRF is more of an investigative horror type of multi-campaign, multi-system podcast. Amber Clave is Numenera, which is weird science fantasy. So this is sort of a mix of both of what we do on a regular basis. And if I was to give a recommendation this time, it would be to a movie I watched yesterday called I Blame Society, about someone making a documentary about becoming a murderer.
All right, Luca.
I'm Luca. You can find me on Super Idols RPG. We just finished our second season and it's so good. And for recommendation, another podcast, Chill Even High. It's very, very spooky and very funny, and they're starting soon a new arc. That's a very good entry point.
Awesome. And Waffles.
Hi, I'm Waffles. You can find me on Waffles Maple Syrup, basically anything we do. You can find me at GM_Waffles, where I talk about mental health, autism, and TTRPGs basically all the time. For my recommendation, I say go check out, actually they're not out yet, so it's like a future recommendation, but Transplaner is going to release 3 one-shot episodes soon, and I audio edited them for them, so I suggest go checking them out because they were amazing to audio edit and very fun.
Kick ass. And I am Eve. You can find me over at Lawless Vic on the Twitter. That is Lawless as in criminal activity and Vic as in victory. So VIC. And I'm going to recommend that you check out Ballad of the Seven Dice. Tomorrow, we are starting up season 3 of Rise in Your Lethotep, of which this story is tangentially connected to, because I just
I'm sure we made things a lot
new-
easier for them.
a brand new demigod into our universe, and I am passing all that fun off to Lucas. He can do whatever the hell he wants. He can just leave it in the void to do nothing. He can have it come out and fuck with us. Doesn't matter. We will see. So yeah, check that out. Same ballad channel, almost the same ballad time at 6:30 Central instead of 7. So look forward to me on that. Anyways,
Awesome.
thank you all for joining us. I had a blast. I hope everybody else had fun. And we will catch you later. Bye.
Bye.